Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Monday. I'm Connie Bowman. Monday morning, start of a new week. I'm so happy to be here with you. If you have a blanket or towel, I suggest you roll it up. If you happen to have a block and you'd like to come into a supported pose so that your head is a little bit higher, you can place the block underneath. If you don't, no worries. Just place the blanket right along your spine and lay down. And if you don't have a blanket handy today, no worries. Just come on down to your back and get really comfy. And once you get there, just let yourself melt into the mat. Here we are, starting anew, starting fresh. And just notice all those connections that the body is making. Just get really aware of the parts of the body that are making contact with the mat beneath you, with the floor. And notice the parts of the body that are suspended in air. The little area above the foot, that little round, behind the knees, perhaps, the small of the back, maybe the back of the neck. Just paying particular attention to what feels really good this morning. And then if you choose, close your eyes, allow yourself to get a little more still and internally focused. And from this vantage point, laying down, stretched out, just notice all the sensations. Notice the temperature of the air, the sounds in the distance, and the sounds closer in. Maybe even notice the beating of your own heart. Good. Notice any aromas wafting through your space. And notice what is on your mind this morning. Notice what you happen to be thinking about. No judgment, just noticing, just paying really close attention. And then begin to invite in a deeper breath, softening the belly as you breathe in through the nostrils, filling up the belly, the rib cage. And finally, the lungs, filling up completely, feeling that sensation of fullness. And then as you exhale, do it slowly, let it go. Keeping the breath really conscious, noticing each little nuance of each breath as we begin again, filling up. And slowly releasing from top to bottom. Exhale completely, letting go completely. The belly draws into the spine, making space for the next breath. And when you're ready, just begin again. We all know how to breathe, but sometimes we just need little gentle reminders to slow it down. And breathe a little more deeply of the air. And let go completely, not holding on to any of the air as we finish that exhalation. And so as we move into the end of August, I'm a little more acutely aware of the passage of time and I've actually enjoyed my summer here at the beach, and I'm noticing that these moments are quickly passing, and soon it will be autumn. And so I'm encouraging you during this practice to really be aware of nuance, of the small things that you notice that are pleasant for you. And if you find yourself ruminating or not enjoying something in particular, just be aware of that too. Continuing a few more breaths, deepening the breath even more, noticing how it feels in your body. Yesterday, as I was walking the dog, I noticed some of my neighbors were heading down to a place right by the bay where there was going to be a yoga class, and I had missed it all summer, sometimes because I was teaching and sometimes because I was, who knows what, sleeping? Probably not. But anyway, I decided to join them, and when I got there, I found out it was a Bikram class. And if you don't know Bikram is a hot yoga typically done in 104 degrees. It's really, maybe even hotter. But I'm not a big fan of Bikram. It's the same script every time, and it's hard. And if you do it in the high temperatures, it's very challenging. Although you can get really good deep stretches. So I challenged myself as I was practicing. Of course, I didn't leave. I challenged myself to find small things that I could appreciate about this practice, and I did. It was amazing how many things I found that I enjoyed about the Bikram practice, and I will go again, including the teacher. She was wonderful. So as we move through this practice, let's see what we can find about our own practice that is illuminative and enjoyable. And before we start, I found this poem by Naomi Shihab Nye from the book Different Ways to Pray. I thought I'd share with you. It's called Missing the Boat. It's not so much that the boat passed and you failed to notice it. It's more like the boat stopping directly outside your bedroom window. The captain blowing the signal horn, the band playing a rousing march. The boat shouted, waving bright flags, its silver hull blinding in the sunlight. But you had this idea you were going by train. You kept checking the timetable, digging for tracks, and the boat got tired of you. So tired, it pulled up the anchor and raised the ramp. The boat bobbed into the distance, shrinking like a toy, at which point you probably realized you had always loved the sea. So let's stay where we are and find what we love. And begin to roll to one side and remove your props, and then come back to your back. And we'll just begin by hugging our knees gently into our chest, maybe rocking from side to side. Noticing the lower back, how that's feeling today. And then as you inhale, extend the left leg long, hugging that right knee into your shoulder. And then as you exhale, switch legs. Inhale again as you draw the left knee into the left shoulder, hugging it in. And then exhale, switch. Just a gentle hug of the knees. Good. And just move with your breath. A few more times, just letting the legs warm up, the lower back warm up. Keeping your gaze up toward the ceiling, unless you need to take a gander at the screen. Good. We'll take a few more. Good. And as you complete this next round, just extend the legs long, reach your arms way overhead, get super long, extend the fingers up ahead, up above you, and point your toes. Good. And then slowly lower your hands down to the mat. Take your palms and face them toward the mat, so they're pressing into the mat, and then bend your knees. We'll bring our feet up toward our hips. And as we inhale, just take a gentle lift of the spine, just a couple of inches. Notice how your lower back's feeling. And then as you exhale, lower it down. And we'll take a gradual bridge sort of flow here. So don't only lift as far as you are ready. On your inhale, lift up. And on your exhale, lower down. Maybe you get a little higher with each lift. So keep it slow, moving with your breath. Inhale and exhale. We'll take two more. See if you can reach a little more, get a little more lift here, a little more back bend as you progress here. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips. We'll take this last one and stay there and just notice how that feels. Breathe in, nice full breath in, and then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Let the back rest, and just pause here, noticing any sensation in the lower back, noticing anything you might notice. And we're going to begin again and just add on. So as we inhale, lifting our hips, raise those arms way up overhead, sending those fingers behind you, lifting high. And as you exhale, lower down. We'll take two more of these, just moving with your breath, slow and steady, wins the race. Good. And as you exhale, slowly lower down, hug your knees into your chest. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees to the left. As you inhale, bring them back up to center. And as you exhale, lower them off to the right. Good. Inhale back up, hug your knees in, and exhale, feet to floor. Inhale, lift up, bridge pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hug your knees in, and exhale, take them over to the left. Maybe look to the right. Inhale, knees come back to center, and exhale, extend that left arm, look left, and take your knees to the right. Good. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, feet to floor. Good job. We'll take that one more time. So maybe you need to draw your knees back up toward your hips. Maybe you need to clear your throat. When you're ready, inhale, reach those arms, extend them, get your hips really high, and exhale, lower. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest, and exhale, lower them off to the left, look right. Good. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, take your knees over to the right, look left. Inhale, coming back to center. Nice juicy squeeze, and exhale, lower your feet to the floor, and then extend your legs long. Take some ankle circles here, going in both directions. Good. And then we'll take the right arm overhead. We're going to leave the left side of the body alone, so we're going to work with one side. So take your right leg and see if you can point your toes and extend the toes really long. So this right hip is sort of moving down towards your feet, if that makes sense. And then take your right arm and reach it way up. So we're getting super long on the right side without bending in either direction, just staying the length of our mat. So point your toes, engage those legs. And then as you exhale next time, just lower that right arm down and just notice the difference between the right side and the left side. And when you're ready, we'll take that to the other side. So extend that left arm up, fingertips reaching, and then point the left toes. And then take that left hip more toward your left foot, just reaching, 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 and take that left arm, reach it. Get really long with your left side. Notice how it feels to breathe here. Maybe there's a little more space for the breath. And as you exhale next time, just lower it down. Relax for just a minute, and we'll take 2 more here. So inhale, reach up with the right side. Get long, point those toes. And then exhale, bring that right hip back to its normal position. And then we'll take it to the left. Inhale, get long, left side. Good. And exhale, lower. Last time, you've got this. Reach long with the right side. Breathe in, fill up. And exhale, lower. Good. Take it to the left. And exhale. Good job. Excellent job. Just take a moment, close your eyes, let your feet just relax out to the sides. Just notice, what are you enjoying about this practice so far? What are you enjoying about this morning? And when you're ready, bring one foot to the mat and just roll to one side. Press yourself up. We'll come up to a tabletop. And if you have your blanket, I always suggest patting your knees. Smooth out the wrinkles and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Coming into a tabletop pose. Shake it out. Sophie, shake it out. Sophie's my dog, and she shakes her hips when she's excited to see you, if you don't already know that. Take a big breath in, get nice and long in the spine. Think tailbone to crown of the head. And then spread your fingers nice and wide and press into the finger joints so you can take a little pressure off those wrists. And then we're going to take some pressure off the left knee, extending that left knee long, pressing the toes toward the floor, and then extending that right arm long, taking your gaze slightly forward so you have a nice long length in the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, point your left toe and take your right elbow and draw your left knee towards your right elbow and your right elbow towards your left knee and round your spine. Good. As you inhale, reach long. And as you exhale, round. Reach again, getting long, and exhale, round. Excellent job. Take your right hand down to the mat, your left knee down to the mat. Sophie, shake it out. Pressing into the joints of the right hand, extend the right leg and the left arm. Get super long in this bird dog. Take your toes and point them down toward the floor. Maybe even internally rotate that leg if you have more of an external rotation. Just get really long. You notice your glute getting involved. Keep that nice long line in the back of the neck. And when you're ready, point your right toes. Draw your left elbow towards your right knee and round your spine, drawing the belly into the spine. And as you inhale, lengthen out, keeping that point in the toes, keeping that lift in the back of the leg. Good. Rounding again. Reaching again on the inhale. Last one. Round and reach. Excellent. Then lower that left hand. Bring the right knee to the right of your mat and the left knee to the left of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch and go ahead and sink back into child's pose, extending your arms forward, allowing your forehead to melt to wherever it will go, the floor, your blanket, maybe a block, and just breathe here. Breathing into the back body, allowing the breath to fill up the lower back, the middle back, and that upper back. And as you exhale, sink your hips back to your heels a little bit more. Lift your hands off the mat, spreading your fingers nice and wide. And then lower your hands to the mat and claw your way up, coming back to table. Good. And then we'll take our hands, turn your fingertips toward you, and gently lean back. And we'll stretch the wrists out. If there's any pain, just don't go quite so far. You don't need to do much for this pose to start giving you a sensation. Keep your breath moving. We'll be here for one more round of breath, and then slowly come back. Take your hands just forward of where they were. Spread your fingers again and tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Move your blanket out of the way if it's there. And then take a walk of your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Just enjoying this dog. Maybe moving your hips from side to side. And then find stillness here in your downward facing dog. Find stillness. Yeah, if you can. Take a big breath in, look forward, come up on your toes and walk forward, coming into your first forward fold. So your feet are maybe 6 inches apart, and your hands can dangle or reach for your elbows. And rock from side to side, keeping a generous bend of the knees if your back is feeling it this morning. And then find some stillness here in this forward fold. Allow your head to relax by shaking it, yes. And by shaking it, no. Okay. Another big breath in. Exhale it out. And then bend your knees, release your arms, root to rise. And we'll reach all the way up to the ceiling, letting those fingertips reach high. Lift and spread your toes and then lower them down to the mat. And draw your shoulders down into their sockets. Good job. When you're ready, we're going to bend the knees just slightly. Take that left arm back and look back toward it, taking a twist. Right arm's extended forward, right arm extended forward. Good. And on your inhale, lift up, reach up, look up, maybe lean back. And on your exhale, take that right arm back behind you, keeping those knees facing forward, twisting. Inhale back up, reaching up. Take your arms into cactus and lean back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And as you're ready, swan dive forward. Take a dive forward, back into your forward fold. Inhale, come to that halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands come to shins or blocks. And exhale, take your hands back to the floor. When you're ready, inhale, root to rise, reaching up, sending those fingertips way up to the ceiling. And then take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Take a lean over to the left side. Breathing here. Big breath in. Nice long breath out. As you're ready, inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, lean to the right, taking a hold of that left wrist. Take a look at what's going on to the left side of you. Good job. Reaching up, looking up. Take that back bend again. Hands to cactus, goddess, whatever you like to call it. Breathing in. And then as you're ready, swan dive forward. Take your fingertips to the floor. And inhale, coming up to that halfway lift. We're going to step back with our left leg, coming into a low lunge here. So fingertips come to the floor. That right knee is lined up with that right ankle. And then just look forward. Fingertips come to the floor, or if you have blocks and you like to use them, take them to either side and just notice what you enjoy about this particular pose. We're getting a nice stretch in our left leg, left hip flexor. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And as you're ready, take your hands to either side of this right foot. We're going to take a little jump. It should be fun, I hope, with that left foot. Just jump it forward and straighten both legs and bring your right knee, your nose to your right knee. Keep pressing back with that left heel. And just let your head relax forward. Good. Take a breath in. And we're going to look forward, bend that right knee, take your right hand right in front of you, and just go ahead and lift your left leg off the floor. Notice how you feel. You can keep your left fingertips on the floor. But if you'd like to, flex that left foot and see what happens if you peel that left arm up. Notice what's happening here. Keep your breath slow and smooth, coming into this half moon pose. Keep breathing. Good. One more breath in, slow and steady. And as you're ready, slowly lower that left foot to meet the right and just hang in forward fold. Good job. Release your hands down to the mat. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more. Maybe come into ragdoll and shake your head out. Let all of that go, whatever happened on the left side. Who knows what will happen on the right? Let's just embrace it. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. When you're ready, root to rise, reaching up, looking up. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Lean to the right and look left. Stretching that side body. Keeping both feet firmly planted on terra firma. Inhale back up to center and switch sides. Good. Releasing up, take that back bend. And then as you're ready, exhale, swan dive forward. Find your forward fold. Let that head release. Inhale, coming up to your halfway lift. And exhale, take your fingertips to the floor or your blocks. Step back with your right leg. Come into this lunge on this side. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Line that left knee up over the left ankle. And enjoy the stretch. Great for running, great for walkers, great for yogis. Take a nice big breath in. And as you're ready, take your hands to the mat. Step your right foot forward just about a foot and straighten both legs. We'll bring that nose to the left knee, coming into pyramid pose. So if your knee's not completely bent, notice what you're saying to yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. Bend your knee as much as you need to. Relax the back of the neck. We'll take one more breath in, and as you exhale, take your left hand forward, just forward of your left foot. Keep your right fingertips on the floor. Bend that left knee to support you, and eventually see if you can lift that right leg up off the floor. Maybe your fingertips on the right side just stay there, or maybe you're ready to peel up and find your drishti right ahead of you. Flexing that right foot, coming into half moon, breathing through it. Notice how you feel. Wobbling is human, right? And as you exhale, just bring that right foot to meet the left. Find your favorite forward fold. So peace fingers can reach for the big toes. Or you might want to slide your hands under your feet. Or you might want to just come into ragdoll again. Whatever feels really good for you. Breathe in and breathe out. Good job. We'll take one more breath in, and as you're ready, we'll take our hands to the mat, step the left foot back, step the right foot back, lower your knees to the floor, and then slowly lower all the way down to the floor, making your way into a pillow, turning your left cheek to your left ear, your left cheek onto the mat, turning your gaze to the right. And breathe here. Just close your eyes and feel the sensation of breathing with your belly pressing into the mat. Nice big breath in, nice big breath out. And then as you're ready, we're going to take a few back bends. So bring your forehead back to the mat. Go ahead and release your hands down to the mat. And so if you would like, you can take your palms and turn them so they're pressing into the mat. And then take your elbows and shimmy them underneath you. And so your hands, your elbows, and your arms are completely under your body. Now, if this just doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can just keep your hands outside of your body. But this is a really nice compression for the wrists, the hands, the arms, all the joints, the elbows. It gets a nice little blood flow boost. So when you're ready, as you are ready, just lift your legs off the floor, lift your head and shoulders off the floor, pointing your toes, coming into this locust. Notice how you feel. This is a challenging pose, so breathe through it. We'll be here for one more breath. And then slowly lower down. Just turn your right cheek to the floor. And just release your hands. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Good. So when you're ready, bring your chin back to the floor. We're going to take one more locust here. So you might decide you want to just fly like Superman. You can take your arms out to the side or take them forward. And we're just going to lift up. If you really like that compression on those joints, you can keep them under your body. Squeeze your glutes together, point your toes, lift up a little bit higher. Good. And as you exhale, make a pillow. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Shake out your hips, Sophie shake. A nice big breath in. And a deep exhalation. Good job. As you're ready, take your hands to the outsides of your shoulders. Bring your forehead to the floor. Really squeeze your elbows toward one another. Keep the tops of the feet on the floor as you gently lift up through cobra, coming into upward facing dog if you like. So lifting the knees off the floor, drawing that heart forward, breathing in. And as you breathe out, we're just going to come up to a seat and sit up tall. Good. Crisscross applesauce. The Sanskrit term, not Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Let your eyes close here just for a moment and just notice how you're feeling. Do you have more length in the side body, length in the spine? Take a big breath in. Open your eyes, reach your arms out, and we're going to take that left arm up and take the right arm behind you. Press it into the mat and come into a twist. So inhale as you lift your spine, lift your heart, and exhale, take your neck gently over that right shoulder. And you're twisting from that left rib cage, being gentle all the way up. Finding that twist, wringing out internal organs, bringing blood flow to nooks and crannies we can only imagine. Breathing in. Breathing out. Another full breath in. And as you exhale, gently unwind. Bring your arms up, reach up, find length. And then as you exhale, bring your fingers forward. We'll come into a forward fold here. So you can take your fingertips and just claw your way forward, finding the stretch that works for you, bringing the chin down to the chest, and breathing here. Excellent. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, we'll come back up. We'll reach that right arm up. Follow it with your gaze. And as you exhale, take that right arm across. Take the left hand behind you. And take your twist to this side. Your inhale lifts and lengthens. And your exhale twists you a little bit deeper. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, gently unwind. Bring yourself forward. We'll take that walk forward. Find your forward fold one more time. Let your chin draw down to your chest and breathe. And softening shoulders. Softening the face. Good. As you're ready, slowly walk your way up and just release your legs long. We're going to take a reverse table. So the fingertips come toward you and draw those elbows toward one another, opening the heart, opening the chest. And as you breathe in, lift up, point your toes, maybe even look back slightly. Breathe in. Breathe out to slowly lower down. Good job. Lift your arms up high, reach up. And as you exhale, reach for the ankles, the feet, the shins, a pant leg, and just surrender here in this forward fold. As you release a little bit more, maybe you decide to take your hands underneath your calves. Maybe your chin comes to your chest and you surrender a little bit more. Allow your breath to deepen even more. Coming back to your slow, intentional breathing. Good. Can you soften a little bit more? Resist a little bit less. Let's take a couple more breaths together. Knowing we are in this together.
I have to say, one of the most positive things I could think of about the class I took yesterday was that there were actual people there together. We were outside, we were spread out, but we were together. It was so nice. And likewise, it's really nice that we're all together on Monday mornings. I really enjoy that we are all still together. So together, let's breathe in and take your hands and walk them up. And then let's try something different. Let's put our head on the other side of our mat so we don't get too attached to any one thing, because things do change, right? And then we'll slowly lower down. We'll take that hug of the knees into the chest and draw some circles, imaginary circles on your ceiling. Maybe you want to draw some figure eights. You do you. And then go the opposite direction. Good. Find some stillness. Give yourself another big hug. Breathing in, breathing out. And then just like we started, we'll keep that left leg hugged in, take that right leg long, and just gently guide this left leg over across the body, taking your twist. See if you notice a difference between this more static twist and the more dynamic twist we enjoyed earlier on. Breathing in, breathing out. On your next breath in, hug the knees into the chest one last time. Keep that right knee hugged in and release the left leg long. Notice how it feels to get length in that left leg, and then gently guide this right leg across the body, opening up this right arm, taking your twist on this side. Closing your eyes, feeling your breath, feeling your body. Good. As you're ready, coming back to center, one last squeeze of that right leg and then release it long. Take your legs as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out wide. Take any last movements that you would like to find your Shavasana, and just be, letting go of anything, letting go of thoughts and breath manipulation. Just settle in, allowing your body to just melt on the mat. You've done all the good work. Just let it all integrate. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? The grasshopper. I mean the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Thank you, Mary Oliver. Begin to deepen your breath. Make small movements with fingers and toes, turning your head from side to side. Of course, staying here is always an option at home, one of the best things about practicing at home. If you'd like to join me in a comfortable seat, come on up, lift your heart, draw your shoulders back and down, and just take a moment with your eyes closed to notice what you notice. And as you're ready, reach your arms out as though you are giving the world a big ol' hug, and then reach up for all the goodness. Look up and draw it right on down into your heart. Let your chin come down to your chest. Pause for a moment of gratitude for this life, for this day, for this group. Thank you for showing up to your mat and gracing us with your virtual presence. It's what we have right now. Until next week, friends, namaste.